On September 12, 2019, at precisely 8:42 a.m., security cameras at the Central Repository in Los Angeles captured the arrival of an armored vehicle. The vehicle, operated by guards Thomas Martinez and Keith Anderson, followed standard unloading procedures at the facility's secure entrance. At 8:45 a.m., a white maintenance van approached the facility's service entrance. Security footage shows 5 individuals exiting the vehicle, all wearing standardized maintenance uniforms. The team was led by James "Snake" Conrad, 42, a former Force Recon Marine with extensive tactical training from his service during 2004 to 2011. Each team member had been selected for specific expertise. Michael "Mike" Turner, 35, served as the security systems specialist, bringing 12 years of experience in corporate security installations. Raymond "Ray" Davis, 31, provided expertise in network security, having previously worked for several major technology firms. Steve Miller, 38, a former professional racing mechanic, handled vehicle operations and escape routes. Alexander "Alex" Foster, 33, brought demolitions expertise from his military background in the Army Corps of Engineers. Conrad himself oversaw strategic planning, drawing from his extensive military experience. The planned heist targeted $12 million in mixed denominations, scheduled for transfer to various Los Angeles banking centers. Building schematics obtained through careful reconnaissance revealed access points through the facility's maintenance tunnels, constructed in the 1970s and partially renovated within the last decade. At 8:57 a.m., security cameras recorded the team's coordinated assault. Turner disabled the primary alarm system through the electrical maintenance room on the lower level. Foster created a controlled breach in the western service corridor, using precisely measured explosive charges. Miller maintained position in the van, engines running, monitoring emergency frequencies. Local law enforcement dispatch logs show the first emergency call received at 9:02 a.m. By 9:03 a.m., multiple police units surrounded the facility. A SWAT team, led by Lieutenant Ken Smith, established a perimeter by 9:07 a.m. Investigation files later revealed that Ray Davis had been apprehended in mid-August 2019 during an attempted breach of a major financial institution's security network. Facing multiple federal charges, Davis agreed to act as a confidential informant in exchange for prosecutorial considerations. At 9:15 a.m., tactical teams apprehended Conrad on the facility's mechanical level. The subsequent investigation, led by federal authorities, resulted in plea agreements for the remaining team members. Turner received 4 years in a federal correctional institution. Davis served 3 years in a minimum security facility. Miller and Foster each received 5-year sentences in separate federal prisons. During the trial, Conrad maintained complete silence throughout the proceedings. In December 2019, the judge sentenced Conrad to life imprisonment without possibility of parole at a maximum security federal penitentiary, citing his role as mastermind and his previous criminal record, including armed robberies in 2012 and 2015. Evidence collected from Conrad's apartment revealed detailed planning documents, surveillance photos, and encrypted communications dating back to June 2019, demonstrating the extensive preparation undertaken for the operation. The total cost of damages to the facility approached $1 million, with no civilian casualties reported during the incident. From December 2019 to March 2024, James Conrad transformed his incarceration at a maximum security federal penitentiary into a sophisticated preparation facility. Prison records document his transition from a high-risk inmate to a model prisoner, earning him increasing levels of institutional trust and access. Conrad's military background proved instrumental in his adaptation to prison life. His training in psychological operations and survival techniques allowed him to maintain exceptional mental discipline throughout his incarceration. Prison staff regularly noted his composed demeanor and strict adherence to facility regulations. In the prison laundry facility, Conrad worked 6-hour shifts, 5 days per week. His supervisors praised his attention to detail and willingness to take on additional responsibilities. Through this position, he gained intimate knowledge of staff routines, shift changes, and security protocols. The industrial cleaning supplies used in the laundry facility provided Conrad with practical chemistry experience. The The prison library became Conrad's primary educational center. Records show he spent an average of 4 hours daily studying various technical materials. His reading list included advanced chemistry textbooks, engineering manuals, and materials science publications. The prison education program allowed him to access additional educational resources through supervised study programs. In the carpentry workshop, he developed precise manual skills while studying structural engineering principles. The automotive repair program provided knowledge of mechanical systems and electronic diagnostics. Physical conditioning remained a crucial component of Conrad's routine. He maintained a strict exercise regimen in the prison gymnasium, focusing on strength, endurance, and flexibility. Guards noted his disciplined approach to fitness, often exercising during times when the facility was least crowded, allowing him to observe security patterns and blind spots in surveillance. Through participation in religious services, Conrad cultivated relationships with both inmates and staff. The prison chaplain described him as thoughtful and engaged, regularly attending services and participating in faith-based discussion groups. This religious involvement helped establish his image as a reformed individual while providing additional opportunities to move throughout the facility. His role in the maintenance detail allowed him to study the prison's infrastructure, while kitchen duty provided knowledge of delivery schedules and external access points. The prison's educational coordinator approved Conrad's requests for advanced study materials, impressed by his apparent commitment to self-improvement. This allowed him to access complex technical information under the guise of personal development. His academic interests appeared to focus on practical trades and business management, masking his true purpose. Guards and administrative staff increasingly viewed Conrad as a model of rehabilitation. His influence among other inmates grew through his role as a mentor in the prison's education program. This position allowed him to establish a network of contacts while maintaining a facade of positive institutional involvement. Each day of Conrad's imprisonment followed a precise routine, carefully designed to maximize his preparation while minimizing suspicion. He used the prison's rigid schedule to his advantage, turning everyday activities into opportunities for observation and learning. Every interaction, every task, and every moment of study contributed to his comprehensive escape plan. March 15, 2024, marked the beginning of what would become one of the most meticulously executed prison escapes in recent history. At 5:17 a.m., smoke detection systems in the maximum security facility's laundry complex registered elevated temperature readings in the drying unit. Guard James Morrison, conducting routine morning inspections, observed smoke emerging from the ventilation system and initiated emergency protocols. The facility's automatic fire suppression system activated at 5:19 a.m., triggering a full evacuation procedure. Standard protocol required the movement of all inmates to secure holding areas, while emergency response teams assessed the situation. During this carefully orchestrated chaos, surveillance cameras captured a maintenance technician walking through the facility's primary checkpoint. The individual presented credentials identifying him as Thomas Green, displaying a maintenance service badge that would later prove counterfeit. Emergency response investigators initially attributed the smoke to an electrical malfunction in the industrial drying equipment. Subsequent forensic analysis revealed deliberate tampering with the electrical systems. At 1:15 p.m., during the mandatory head count following the morning's disruption, officers discovered Conrad's absence. The facility immediately initiated maximum security protocols. 3 correctional emergency response teams began systematic searches of the facility, while perimeter security teams established additional checkpoints on all access roads. Aerial surveillance units launched within 30 minutes of the discovery, including 3 helicopters equipped with infrared imaging systems. 20 ground search teams with specialized tracking dogs began systematic sweeps of the surrounding terrain. Despite the rapid response, initial search efforts proved ineffective. Investigation of Conrad's cell revealed the extent of his preparation. Hidden within legally obtained magazines and books, officers discovered detailed notes written in a sophisticated code. The decoded messages revealed aspects of his escape plan, including guard rotation schedules and maintenance staff routines. 50 miles from the facility, local law enforcement located an abandoned maintenance vehicle in a suburban shopping complex. The vehicle, reported stolen from the prison's maintenance department, contained discarded technical uniform items and sophisticated forged identification documents. The vehicle's glove compartment held detailed maps marking routes toward the southern border, later determined to be intentional misdirection. Crime scene investigators processed the abandoned vehicle, discovering trace evidence suggesting Conrad had prepared multiple changes of appearance. Hair dye residue, colored contact lens packaging, and remnants of theatrical adhesive indicated comprehensive appearance alteration capabilities. 2 days later, Border Patrol units discovered an abandoned pickup truck near a small border community. The vehicle, stolen from a local resident, contained a handwritten note addressed to Conrad's former associates. Tracking dogs followed the trail to a nearby river before losing the scent. Thermal imaging helicopters surveyed the area extensively but detected no human presence. Analysis of local traffic cameras revealed a sophisticated evasion pattern. Conrad had apparently utilized multiple vehicles, changing transportation at carefully selected blind spots in the surveillance network. His route deliberately avoided major highways and their associated camera systems, suggesting extensive pre-planning of evacuation routes. Interviews with prison staff exposed the complexity of Conrad's deception. In the weeks leading to his escape, he had maintained his normal routine, showing no signs of his imminent departure. The morning of his escape coincided with personnel changes in 3 key security positions, maximizing confusion during the emergency response. The investigation revealed Conrad had likely accumulated small amounts of industrial chemicals from the laundry facility over several months. These materials, when combined, created the dense smoke that facilitated his escape. Within 48 hours of his escape, Conrad had effectively vanished. Despite one of the largest manhunts in recent law enforcement history, including coordination between federal and local agencies, no credible sightings were reported. The industrial district of Los Angeles became the setting for Conrad's first act of revenge in April 2024. Michael Turner, following his release from federal prison, had established an automotive repair business using his prison earnings and family connections. The business operated 6 days a week, with Turner personally managing daily operations and security procedures. Security footage from nearby establishments documented the arrival of a tall male subject at 6:42 p.m. on April 15th. The individual wore casual attire including a baseball cap and medical mask, matching the standard health protocols still common in many businesses. Turner's employees later confirmed the man had visited earlier that day regarding repairs to a vintage automobile, presenting himself as a routine customer. Investigation revealed Turner had completed standard closing procedures at 7:15 p.m. Turner appeared to welcome the visitor, suggesting familiarity from their earlier interaction. The footage showed no signs of forced entry or distress. The discovery occurred at 6:15 a.m. the following morning when the cleaning staff arrived. Turner's body was found at his desk, positioned in a manner suggesting natural sleep. The cleaning supervisor noted an unusual almond-like odor in the office and immediately contacted emergency services. Responding paramedics pronounced Turner deceased at 6:27 a.m. Crime scene investigators discovered a playing card in Turner's shirt pocket. The item featured a hand-drawn snake design. Laboratory analysis later confirmed the ink's composition matched materials commonly found in correctional facilities. The medical examiner's report detailed the sophisticated nature of the poison used. The toxicology screening identified a complex mixture of plant-based compounds, primarily derived from South American flora. The combination demonstrated extensive knowledge of botanical toxicology and chemical interactions. Investigators examining the prison library records discovered significant evidence linking the murder to Conrad's preparation. Multiple books on South American medicinal plants showed systematic study, with particular attention to toxic species. Surveillance footage from the evening of the murder revealed critical details. Between 7:22 p.m. and 8:15 p.m., cameras recorded Turner and his visitor engaged in apparently casual conversation. The footage showed them sharing coffee, with Turner displaying no signs of suspicion or distress. The final recorded images showed the visitor departing at 8:17 p.m., while Turner remained at his desk, unaware of his imminent death. The method of execution demonstrated Conrad's extensive prison preparation. The poison's complexity required deep understanding of chemical interactions and human physiology. The delivery method showed careful planning, utilizing Turner's routine habits and trust in familiar customer interactions. Law enforcement analysis identified multiple elements linking the murder to Conrad's military background. The precision timing, use of botanical toxins, and exploitation of victim habits matched techniques taught in advanced military infiltration training. The playing card signature suggested a psychological warfare element, sending a clear message to his remaining targets. Local law enforcement coordinated with federal authorities to establish protective details for Conrad's other potential targets. However, the sophisticated nature of the first murder indicated traditional protection methods might prove inadequate against Conrad's extensively planned revenge strategy. The systematic elimination of Conrad's former associates occurred over 7 days in April 2024, demonstrating precise planning and diverse execution methods. Each death carried a signature element, marking Conrad's calculated revenge. Raymond Davis met his end on April 18th in San Diego's Marina District. His 40-foot yacht exploded at 3:17 a.m. The explosive device, constructed from common industrial materials, displayed sophisticated engineering knowledge. Investigators discovered components matching those available in prison workshops, modified cleaning supplies, repurposed electrical parts, and common maintenance materials. Stephen Miller's death occurred on April 21st in Las Vegas. Hotel security footage showed a piano tuner entering his suite at 2:45 p.m. The individual's methodical movements and professional demeanor raised no suspicion among staff. Miller's body was discovered at 7:30 p.m., killed by precise application of piano wire. The execution demonstrated military garroting techniques, suggesting Conrad's Special Forces training. Multiple witnesses described the piano tuner, yet composite sketches proved inconsistent. Security cameras revealed sophisticated face-altering techniques, subtle prosthetics, carefully applied makeup, and behavior patterns designed to seem forgettable. Conrad's military training in disguise and infiltration became evident in the post-incident analysis. April 23rd marked Alexander Foster's death in Phoenix. Foster maintained a strict morning routine, jogging the same path daily at 6:30 a.m. The fatal shot came from an elevated position 800 meters away, demonstrating exceptional sniper skills. The bullet's trajectory analysis revealed comprehensive understanding of ballistics, wind conditions, and urban terrain features. Recovery teams located the sniper's nest in an abandoned building. The position showed careful preparation, modified supports for stability, calculated sight lines, and a professional cleaning of the area to remove forensic evidence. The recovered cartridge carried Conrad's snake signature, precisely engraved using tools consistent with prison workshop equipment. The final execution occurred on April 25th. Despite federal protection, Ray Davis died in a secured location. Investigation revealed a methodical breach of multiple security layers. Davis was found in his study, seated before a chessboard in a staged tableau. The arrangement of pieces, a black king surrounded by fallen white pawns, carried symbolic significance relating to Conrad's military background. The chess pieces showed trace evidence of handling by someone wearing specialized non-print gloves, likely constructed from materials available in prison workshops. The variety of execution methods indicated Conrad's comprehensive training. The yacht explosion utilized his engineering knowledge. Miller's death showed close combat expertise. Foster's elimination demonstrated advanced sniper training. Davis's death revealed sophisticated infiltration techniques. Analysis of timing and travel patterns between murders suggested carefully planned transportation methods. Conrad avoided major highways and surveillance cameras, utilizing secondary roads and multiple vehicle changes. Each movement appeared carefully choreographed to maximize confusion and minimize detection. Local law enforcement agencies coordinated with federal authorities to analyze patterns and predict possible future targets. However, the diversity of methods and sophistication of execution complicated threat assessment. Conrad's ability to adapt tactics and maintain operational security demonstrated his extensive military and prison preparation. The sequence of deaths generated significant psychological impact within law enforcement circles. Conrad's methodical approach and signature marking established a clear pattern of revenge, while the variety of methods demonstrated his adaptability and extensive skill set. Each killing reinforced his image as a methodical and highly trained operative. The federal investigation into Conrad's revenge killings revealed a disturbing pattern of methodical preparation and execution. Each murder demonstrated unprecedented precision in both planning and implementation. Forensic teams across multiple jurisdictions failed to recover usable fingerprints or DNA evidence from any crime scene. The only consistent element remained the snake signature, a calculated message to both law enforcement and criminal organizations. Investigators reconstructing Conrad's prison preparation uncovered an elaborate self-education program. Prison library records documented his systematic study of multiple disciplines, advanced chemistry texts focusing on organic compounds and toxicology, engineering manuals covering explosives and structural mechanics, ballistics research through military history books, and extensive reading on disguise techniques and identity concealment. The federal task force documented Conrad's systematic gathering of materials. Small amounts of chemicals, collected over years, combined to create sophisticated compounds. Workshop materials, accumulated gradually, provided tools for creating weapons and forgery equipment. Even prison art supplies served dual purposes, providing materials for document falsification. Investigation of post-escape sightings revealed Conrad's mastery of disguise and evasion. Surveillance footage from multiple cities showed possible matches, each displaying different mannerisms and appearances. Reports placed Conrad simultaneously in multiple locations: a bartender in New York showing extensive knowledge of local politics, a taxi driver in Chicago demonstrating intimate familiarity with city architecture, a construction worker in Seattle discussing complex engineering principles. Analysis of these sightings demonstrated sophisticated identity management. Each persona displayed depth of background knowledge, suggesting extensive preparation. False identification documents showed professional quality exceeding typical forgery capabilities. Financial trails disappeared into complex networks of cash transactions and untraceable cryptocurrency transfers. A closed federal court proceeding resulted in 5 consecutive life sentences for Conrad. However, the sentencing proved purely symbolic. Law enforcement agencies acknowledged their inability to locate or apprehend him. Traditional pursuit methods proved ineffective against his comprehensive understanding of investigation techniques. The final communication arrived at federal offices through untraceable channels. The package contained a vintage photograph of Conrad's original crew, marked with the message, "Justice prevails." Analysis of the delivery method revealed sophisticated understanding of postal security systems and surveillance countermeasures. Prison maintenance staff discovered additional evidence during cell block renovation. Hidden beneath Conrad's former bunk, a carved message read, "Revenge is a dish best served cold. 5 years in hell taught me patience." Writing analysis confirmed the message's authenticity, while suggesting it was created specifically for future discovery. The case remains active in federal databases, though investigators acknowledge minimal likelihood of resolution. Conrad's understanding of investigation procedures, combined with his military training and prison-acquired skills, created an essentially untraceable operator. The criminal underworld mythologized Conrad's story, though investigators note most accounts contain significant inaccuracies. His actual methodologies proved far more sophisticated than criminal legends suggest. The true scope of his preparation and execution capabilities remains known only to law enforcement agencies studying his techniques.